I'm Brian Joseph Davis, and I'm the creator of the Composites on Tumblr. At the Composites, I either find or the readers suggest a descriptive passage from a piece of fiction, and then using a standard piece of law enforcement composite sketch software, I create an image of that character just from the description.
So I chose Lisbeth Salander from Girl with a Dragon Tattoo. A pale, skinny young woman who had hair as short as a fuse and a pierced nose and eyebrows. She had a wasp tattoo about 2 centimeters on her neck. On those occasions when she had been wearing a tank top, a dragon tattoo can be seen on her left shoulder blade. I
had come across a few times in reading some old noir books this phrase, identikit. And as it turned out, it was the very old-fashioned way that police would create a suspect image. And it was a box of facial features that you would then assemble. And yeah, I thought, well, okay, I could buy one of those and that would be really interesting to have, but I wonder if there's like a new digital version of it. And there are a couple programs. And I bought one.
Let's see.
It can be very funny going through it.
Yeah, this is wild. What about that one? What do you think?
The idea of what place literature has in our lives as a technology is really up for grabs right now. I mean, like, will narrative fiction be this thing that we read, we sit, we close our eyes, and we think of it, or will, as technology changes and starts to augment the idea of the book? And so the people who don't like this project are afraid of what might happen to books.
Now wait a minute, that's no way to read.
Whereas I think people who like the project might have a more open idea of what a book can be these days.
Can I see that?
Yeah. I think it's very important to have that reader response, the fact that they're suggesting things, and, you know, that this character isn't owned just by me, it's not owned just by the author, it's also owned by all the readers, so that they all have a stake in it. And if they think I did something wrong, I really do try to incorporate that.
And I wonder if there's a way to make her scarier.
When I started this project, I thought, well, how am I going to present this online? And then I looked at Tumblr and I thought, you know, this is actually really perfect. It's just so simple and plastic at the same time that you can do a completely image-based project, and, you know, it can be serial in nature, you can add to it, and it just seemed really perfect.
She seems both sort of scared and tough at the same time, which I think the kind of wide eyes makes a lot of sense to me. And I think there is some of that sort of crazy anger in this. One imagined that she actually does not make eye contact like that very often.
Right.
So to have her staring straight sort of into your soul is a pretty intense way of experiencing her.
Here we have this shared thing between us. You've read this, I've read this is what I think this character looks like. And maybe that speaks to the skills of the writer and, you know, the joys of reading.